Welcome to This Week in 2016 Presidential Polls, where we look past the horse race to the numbers that really matter. Here's the polling news that you need to know for the week ending July 31st. Now, a bunch of polls came out this week, both nationally and in the early voting states of Iowa and New Hampshire. They show some partial weakness for Hillary Clinton, some dubious claims of Hispanic support for Donald Trump, and we'll also look at a scenario where the wrong person might end up in that GOP debate. But first, let's take a look at the Clinton numbers. A national CNN ORC poll points to an erosion of voter trust for Hillary Clinton. But this is really a tale of two electorates. She has certainly lost support among independents, going from a 52% favorable rating in March to 37% this week. But Democratic support, that's held pretty steady, only slipping just 5 points to a still high 81%. So Clinton really has a November 2016 problem rather than a February 2016 problem. In other news, Donald Trump highlighted some polling numbers that show that he will win the Hispanic vote. That's at least according to Donald. I don't see it. Trump was touting a PPP poll that gave him the highest favorability rating in the GOP field among Hispanic voters. That was at 34%. Trump doesn't mention that he also has a 59% unfavorable rating among Hispanics, and that's one of the highest negative ratings in the field. And when he goes head-to-head against Hillary Clinton, he only musters 28% Hispanic support to Clinton's 61%. Bush, Rubio, and Paul do better. That's certainly no indication that he is on track to win the Hispanic vote. But we'll end this week's segment with a focus on the horse race. Yes, I said the horse race. It's important right now because the next few national polls will determine who gets in the Republican debate that's being hosted by Fox News next week. Now, rather than predict who's going to make it, let me take you through a hypothetical but very realistic example. Let's say candidate X and candidate Y are battling it out for the final spot in the debate. According to the last 5 publicly reported polls, candidate X just makes the cut with a 1.8% polling average to Y's 1.4%. But there's a problem when you average whole numbers to the first decimal place. You create the potential for more error. Let's take a look at that very same situation, but this time, each pollster is reporting the results to the first decimal place. We can see in this scenario that candidate Y is actually the 10th place candidate and deserves the debate slot. But in the way polls are generally reported, candidate X would get the nod based on the vagaries of rounding. And this example is not far-fetched. If you report the results as whole numbers, you also have to report the averages as whole numbers. And that means candidate X and Y are tied. That doesn't even take into account the margin of error built into each of these polls. With numbers this low, that could throw off the results by another point in either direction. So effectively, what we're looking at in real terms right now are 7 Republican candidates who are tied for 10th place under any use of basic math or statistics. So we're not sure how Fox is going to handle that one, but we'll see next week. So those are the highlights and lowlights of this week in 2016 presidential polls. Until next time, I'm Patrick Murray from the Monmouth University Polling Institute.